Okay, so I'm going to ask you to do something for your game that might seem creepy, right? Bear with me. You're going to create an imaginary friendship with the very next person you see. Or, if you're at home and you're just only going to see yourself or whatever, then the next time you're out in public with a lot of different strangers that you don't know, the very first one that you see, don't go picking and choosing. You got to take whichever one comes to your eyes first. So it could be somebody completely different than your typical person. And you're going to imagine a completely close, juicy, cozy friendship with this person. So the first step in that is to sort of get in there and get to know them. And this is all assumption, but we're working our imagination skills, our visualization skills, and kind of our skills of getting another person's world, okay? And we might not be getting it right at all. We're obviously going to have to be making some judgments or some assumptions, but whatever, it's in the spirit of friendship, actually. So hopefully, hopefully that gives it a little bit of a pass. So you're going to look at this person, really observe. We're also exercising our observation skills here, and check them out and start imagining how they are in your head. Imagine things about them. Imagine what they like, what they don't like. If they've got like a little, bruise on their arm, you imagine where that came from. That came from like after she had a really crappy phone conversation with her mom, and she was so mad, she like slammed the phone down and on the bathroom counter and like got a little bruise on her wrist, or whatever. If he hasn't shaved, you imagine like what went on this morning that didn't allow him to be able to get a clean shaven face, or whatever little detail you notice, or if their shirt's on backwards or inside out, or just all the little things that you can notice, even if it's like, they're totally impeccably dressed, imagine how they developed that sense of style, or what they were like when they were picking that shirt out, or whether somebody else picked it out for them, or, all the things that you can imagine, and get creative. It's a really cool exercise in creativity and seeing if you can really get an inside look into somebody's life. And even if you're totally wrong, it doesn't matter. You're sort of creating a character, and this character then relates to you. And so at the very least, even if you've gotten everything wrong about this person in real life, you're finding out things about yourself, because the next step after you have really looked at this person and come up with a whole persona, by the way, make sure you come up with positive attributes and the not so positive, that they are so good at remembering people's birthdays, or they're so good at telling you what their feelings are like, but they're totally not good at keeping their voice low. When they get excited or when they get upset, their voice goes through the roof. Or maybe they're very messy at home, or maybe they zone out really easily, or, positive attributes, negative attributes. Come up with your character, the things you love about them, the things you don't love about them, the ways that they make you laugh, etc. The stories behind the things that you're noticing about them. Even develop their history too. What kind of relationship do they have with their parents, or what kind of relationship do they have with money, or what kind of relationship do they have with themselves? Have they never even read a book in the, outside of school or whatever? Go ahead and flesh that all out, create your character. And then we're going to start easing into some more of the you part. Like now you're going to imagine your friendship. You're going to get into more of like, what do you really like about them? How does that work so well for you? Like, oh my God, they're so punctual, and that works so well for me because I love organization. Or they're so punctual and that works so well for me because they balance me out and help me get places on time. And like, think of little stories for yourselves. Like, oh yeah, they always like go into my phone and put things in my calendar because they're such a neat freak that they want like reminders and stuff in my calendar, and they like do the whole thing up, and it's awesome because then I get alerts and reminders and I don't even have to do it, and they actually loved it. So create this friendship. And it's not just about service to you, things that they provide for you, although that might be the first kind of stuff that you think about. And hey, what does that tell you a little, but also what you do with them, like you make them laugh, or you, whatever, love to cook and they hate to cook. So they come to your house every night for dinner. What's the stuff that makes your connection with them work? What are the things that don't work between you? What kind of elements that you came up with before when you came up with this persona to this random person that you saw, because you're using that person as your inspiration to come up with the persona. And then you're kind of creating the friendship. So don't just create them into like the model ideal friend. There's got to be some stuff that's like, yeah, and they're so sloppy and so messy and they're always running late, or, they don't have any great way to talk about their feelings. And so, whatever. How does that work for you? It really ticks me off, and we get into it sometimes. But come up with the things that, or like they're a procrastinator, or they're never getting anything done. It's like they're so unproductive, or they change their mind all the time. And that drives me crazy, because we'll be doing this one thing and then they'll change their mind that they aren't really into it. And I thought they had agreed. And now, they've changed their mind on me and I feel totally like sideswiped. Like I don't know how to readjust. And so anyway, both ways, things that you love, things that you don't love, and then how those things interact, how attributes about you interact with attributes about them, and how you guys play off of each other. And then you're going to basically play out all the things that you can in this like story of your friendship, fill it out to the max. What will the future be like for you guys? What are you guys going to do today? All of that. And the point is, no point. The point is for fun. It's just amusing. It's going to be interesting. And give yourself a challenge. If you do this one time and it was fun, keep doing it. Just like anything, once you've done it once, it occurs to you, you see some strange character over in the corner and then they catch your eye. Go there and imagine who they are and all the things about what they ate for breakfast this morning. And that they've got like a crazy collection of lizards at home, cause they love pet lizards or whatever. But then like play it out where you guys are actually in a relationship and you guys are actually close. And when you are close, like the last but not least kind of thing that you can kind of get from this is what makes you guys close? How would you be even closer? How could you be even closer? Or what parts do you love and feel so cozy and close with them? And like I said before, we get a lot of visualization. We get a lot of imagination exercise in here. We get a lot of creativity exercise. We get some amusing, playful storytelling. We get some sarcastic, joking, inside joke kind of things with ourselves. We get to enjoy our own sense of humor, but we also get a really good amount of practice at compassion and getting into someone else's world, some empathy, some seeing beyond our own world, noticing and observing another person, really taking a look at them and guessing things about them. But then we start to also do that imagination work with relationships and seeing how attributes, even if they're totally made up for this person that doesn't really for sure have these attributes, we start playing with in our mind in a fun way, an amusing way that's not just like sitting and pondering how certain attributes philosophically play off of others, but we're doing it in this game, this storytelling fun way. People that love writing stories are going to love this one. How does their punctuality play off of these other attributes that you have? Or how does their non-productivity play off? What kind of amazing things can non-productivity create in life? Because there's got to be an upside to their non-productivity. And what are the downsides? Those are easier to know. Or how about, they're so sweet and cuddly and they're so, into cherishing you. They just adore you. Well, what are the upsides to that? Easier to think of, but what are the downsides? Are they clingy? Do they always touch you kind of, in moments, where would that not play out well for you? You know, touch you in moments when you're like thinking really hard and you're just like, hey, I mean, it's cool and everything. I love that you're just like patting my back or, you know, being sweet with me right now, but I need to focus or whatever. And then you realize things about yourself. You realize things about yourself and the attributes you have and the things that you prefer, and you're basically playing through the way certain attributes interact with the certain attributes that you have. And then you look at the closeness aspect, which was that last one that I was talking about. And in the closeness, what creates closeness? You're now kind of secretly in this fun, game-like exercise to teach you more about what creates closeness for you. What kind of things make you feel close? What kind of things do you really like about this friend? What kind of things do you want in a friend? You know, what does closeness really even mean to you? Does it mean like we're super close? Why? Because we see each other once a month, but when we do, it's like we're right on the same page and everything that they want to do, I want to do? Or is closeness more in that habitual daily kind of stuff where it's like, God, we fight all the time. We have so many little issues, but we kind of like it. We like kind of bitching back and forth at each other and like saying sarcastic stuff, and we don't mind because we know we love each other anyway, but it's that frequent contact that really makes the closeness happen. Just like eating dinner every single night at their house. That's the stuff that makes us feel close. So anyway, you're finding out all these things, and hopefully it's just a byproduct of a game that's fun and worthwhile to try anyway, because it's just silly. And like I said, it lets you enjoy your own creativity and your own humor. So see how you like it.